Hey, this is Will here at Heeman's in the greenhouse, and we're talking about succulents. Specifically, we're going to try to help you to avoid this and this. Wah, wah. So these are all about how to avoid some succulent fails. Succulents are a beautiful category of plant, and they're really, really popular. And there are people who either say, oh my God, succulents are beautiful and they're so easy to take care of, or there's another family that are like, I can't keep succulents alive and I don't know what I'm doing. So we're going to get into that. The first thing is, generally speaking, succulents are not a specific genus or a type of plant, but more a general term that we put on a whole bunch of different types of plants that have these nice waxy leaves. The most common ones are going to be your Echeveria, which kind of look like a little rose like that, but we also have all the Senecios, like these hanging ones here, and Haworthia and Cilantro, and it doesn't really matter. We don't need to know the variety of them other than that with the succulents, they're all referring to that nice waxy leaf coating. So when you're having a succulent fail, it's generally from one of two reasons. The first one is that you don't have enough light. People have this tendency to want to put them in the right spot in their house for them, but it might not have enough light. And unless it's extremely bright, the brightest spot that you can possibly give it, you're going to have your succulents literally stretching, looking for the light. And so they're going to get to this state here, which is growing vertical rather than staying nice and compact down below. So if you have something that's looking like this, or if you get a succulent and you think that it's growing because it's gotten twice the height in a couple weeks, it's not that it's doing well, it's because it's actually searching for the light and it'll stretch to the point of flopping, like this guy right here. The flip side is if you are, if you're ever having a plant where you have something like this happen, where you give it a nice amount of water and you come back in a couple days later and it's all rotted out, that's because it didn't get the right amount of water. We gave it too much love. And that's very common for our succulents because we think, you know what, I haven't watered this thing in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I mean, it's got to be thirsty, right? Not quite. So in order to be able to tell if your succulent actually needs water, what we want you to do is to be able to feel it. Literally come up to your plant and feel the leaves. And what you want to do with your plant is you want to feel the leaves, and if they're squishy, then you know it needs water because there's not the water content in there anymore and they're nice and soft. But if they're nice and firm like this one here, then you can go on a little bit longer without watering. I've had succulents in my house for up to 6 weeks in the wintertime and not have to water them. So it's really important that you don't overlove your succulent, and I know it's hard. So you'll know that it needs water if it's like this. This is an extreme example for this video, but you can literally see the wrinkles in the leaves, and as I feel them or push them around, they're really, really, really soft. So when you're feeling them, they're going to be squishy like that. If you've ever been making a steak, there's a saying where if you grab your two fingers so you put your finger to your thumb, if you're putting your pinky there, this is going to be nice and firm. So this feel is a nice, healthy, well-watered succulent. And if you go all the way to your pointer finger here and you do that, this is going to be soft and floppy. And if your succulent feels like this, then you know you need to give it some water. So water only when needed for your succulent, and give it lots of light. If you don't have a lot of light, then you can go with the Haworthia. These are really cute, and these ones still need light, but they can tolerate being in lower light conditions than your traditional succulent. So if you really, really want to have a succulent and you don't have the brightest spot, then I recommend that you try out one of these Haworthia. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comment section below. We hope this is helpful for you and your succulent to be able to have a nice, long, healthy relationship together in your house. Again, it's been Will from Heeman's. Good luck with your succulents.